One thing that really blew me away as a student at Creative Live was really understanding the power of frameworks when it comes to accomplishing pretty much anything. We have frameworks everywhere in our life that a lot of times we're not aware of. And one of the ones that I want to share with you right now is a framework for conveying value and for leading change. This is really important because a lot of times we know where we want to get from point A to point B, but our audience oftentimes, number one, they may not know where we want them to go, and number two, they may be resistant to it. The first step of the framework is to establish a trend. The reason that you want to do this is twofold. Number one, by establishing a trend, it demonstrates to your audience that you have an awareness within the industry and that you're showing them what's important and what they need to be paying attention to. Step two in the framework is to identify a problem that we have seen as a result of the trend. So if the trend identifies that there's going to be a change, then step two points out a problem that is going to come about as a result of that change. When we point out the problem, it's important to remember to appeal to reason and then back it up with facts, rather than simply presenting facts and not appealing to reason at all. Part three is to give case studies. This is a really important part of the framework. It provides an opportunity to show how you identified a trend, you identified a problem that was going to come about as a result of the trend, and then your specific case study that solved that problem. This is extremely powerful. If necessary, give as many examples as possible here without going overboard. Step four in the framework is to provide action items. So just a little review. In step one of the framework, we established a trend. This showed our audience that we had some expertise and awareness in the field that we're talking about. In step two, what we've done is we've identified a problem based on this trend, and we've demonstrated how this is going to impact our audience. What this does is it establishes the fact that we care not only about our audience, but we care about their outcomes. Step three establishes us as the expert, as the entity who can solve that problem with the case studies. And step four provides the next action that someone might want to take if they want to avoid that problem as well. So let's test the framework out and see if it works for presenting a topic. I wanted to choose a topic that I didn't know anything about beforehand. So what I did was I chose the topic of teen texting while driving. I think it's a topic that resonates with a lot of people, and when you see one of the proposed solutions, I think you'll see why enrollment and engaging the audience is really important, because the solution is ultimately going to depend on an engaged audience. So let's give it a try. Did you know that in 2013, at least 23% of all auto collisions involved a cell phone or other mobile device? That represents 1.3 million crashes that could not have happened 20 years ago because the technology that was distracting the driver didn't even exist. The risk is even greater among teens and novice drivers, where 13% of drivers who are aged 18 to 20 who are involved in car wrecks admitted to texting or talking on their mobile phones at the time of the crash. 34% of teens say they've texted while driving, and a staggering 92% of Americans aged 16 to 18 own cell phones, and 52% of them say they've talked on a cell phone while driving. 5 seconds is the minimum amount of time that your attention is taken away from the road while you're texting and driving. If you're traveling at highway speeds, this equals driving the length of a football field without even looking at the road. In fact, studies indicate that teens who text and drive may be up to 23 times more likely to be involved in an auto accident than those who don't. Additionally, recently enacted laws have harsh penalties for teens and new drivers who text and drive This can cause them to lose their license or have the cost of their insurance skyrocket. Both iPhone and Android devices have apps that will disable certain features of the phone if the phone is in a vehicle that's moving. This has been effective to some extent, but studies have shown that what is even more effective to prevent teens from texting while driving is to serve as a role model and example and show them that you don't text while driving either. The first step that you can take to make sure that your teen does not become a statistic is to not text and drive yourself and to have a chat with them about why you don't. For more information, contact blah blah blah. What I wanted to show you here was how I could take that information, format it in a way that makes it engaging, makes it educational, and makes my audience want to take that message forward. It's a lot better than me just rattling off some statistics. Anyway, I hope this video has served you. I really look forward to your feedback on it. And I hope that if you have a message that you want to get across like this, I would be more than happy to walk you through a framework like this, go over a few practice runs with it. This works really well in written form, as well as in audio form, as well as in video form. It's a great way to get your message across, get it out there, and I hope to hear from you real soon. Thank you.